Everybody thinks buying a luxury car automatically makes you look successful, but some cars do the exact opposite. You pull up thinking you look like a millionaire, like while everyone else sees financial mistake with leather seats. And the funniest part? A lot of these cars were actually amazing when they were new. Fast, expensive, impressive. But time destroyed their image so badly that now they scream fake wealth louder than a rented designer belt. So today we're talking about luxury cars that accidentally became symbols of pretending to be rich. And yes, some of these might offend people. Let's start with the king of fake rich energy, the Maserati Ghibli. The Ghibli is basically what happens when someone wants a Ferrari lifestyle but also wants monthly payments smaller than their rent. From far away, it looks exotic. Italian badge, aggressive grille, expensive-looking interior, loud exhaust. But then you realize every guy driving one is either trying to become a crypto influencer, selling business mentorship on Instagram, or financing the car for 96 months. And somehow, they all wear sunglasses indoors. The problem with the Ghibli isn't even the car itself. It's the reputation it created, because Maserati depreciated harder than a gaming laptop dropped from a balcony. These things lost value so fast that suddenly people who used to buy used BMW 3 Series started buying Maseratis instead. And that completely changed the image of the brand. Back in the day, seeing a Maserati meant the owner was probably rich. Now it means there's a 50% chance the check engine light is on. Still sounds amazing though, and honestly, that's why people keep buying them. Next up, the Chrysler 300. This car spent years pretending to be a Bentley, especially the old ones. People added fake Rolls-Royce grills, giant chrome wheels, tinted windows darker than government secrets, and somehow thought nobody would notice. The Chrysler 300 became the official car of look rich from 100 meters away. And listen, the funniest part is that the car itself isn't terrible. The V8 versions actually sound good. They're comfortable, they look aggressive. But culturally, the image is destroyed. You don't see a Chrysler 300 and think successful businessman, like you think this guy definitely posts motivational quotes with wolf pictures. Now we have to talk about the BMW 7 Series, specifically old used ones, because nothing screams fake luxury harder than buying a used flagship German sedan for the price of a Toyota Corolla, and then realizing why it's so cheap. People buy these because they want S-Class luxury without S-Class money. Huge screens, soft leather, massaging seats, twin-turbo V8. Sounds amazing, until the suspension decides to financially execute you in public. Old luxury German cars are the ultimate fake wealthy trap because they look expensive forever. A 15-year-old 7 Series still looks important pulling up somewhere, until the owner explains why half the dashboard lights are on, and BMW owners always say the same thing. It's just a sensor. Brother, the car has 14 active warning messages. Now let's offend an entire industry, the base model Mercedes G-Class, not the AMG ones. Those are ridiculous, but at least they're honest. I'm talking about the people buying the cheapest possible G-Wagon just for the image. The G-Class became less of a car and more of a social media accessory. Half the owners never take it off-road, which is hilarious considering the car drives like military equipment designed in 1979. Seriously, a G-Wagon rides like a refrigerator falling downstairs. But people don't care because it's the ultimate status symbol. Or at least it was. Now every influencer, rapper, fake entrepreneur, and crypto bro has one rented for a music video. And once a car becomes heavily associated with flex culture, the classy image starts disappearing. That's why old money people often avoid flashy cars entirely. Real wealth whispers. Fake wealth revs loudly outside restaurants. Speaking of loud, the older Range Rover deserves its own section, because nothing creates the illusion of wealth faster than a black Range Rover. You instantly look important, until the suspension collapses overnight and the dashboard turns into a Christmas tree. Range Rovers are fascinating because they make people feel rich for exactly 6 months. Then ownership begins, and suddenly you understand why used ones depreciate like expired bananas. But people keep buying them because the image is insanely powerful. A Range Rover parked outside a hotel still looks expensive, even if the owner Googled how to reset air suspension warning 30 minutes earlier. Now here's a controversial one. The entry-level Porsche Cayenne. Not because it's bad, actually it's one of the better SUVs here, but socially, the cheap Cayenne became the I wanted a 911 but life happened Porsche, especially older base models. People buy them for the badge, because saying I drive a Porsche sounds cool. But deep down, everybody knows the real Porsche people wanted was the sports car. And the funniest part? A fully loaded Toyota Highlander is probably more reliable and less stressful to own. But nobody flexes a Highlander on Instagram. Now let's talk about the final boss of fake luxury, the used Bentley Continental GT. This car is incredible, seriously. Massive W12 engine, handmade interior, looks like rolling royalty. But the problem is, they became too cheap. You can now buy old Continentals for the price of a new Honda Civic, which sounds amazing until repair bills start arriving, like assassination attempts. But people still buy them because they want the image. Because nothing says, I made it like a Bentley badge. Even if the owner is one engine warning away from emotional collapse. And that's the weird thing about luxury cars. Sometimes the cheaper they become, the more embarrassing they get. Because now everyone knows you bought the image, not the lifestyle. But honestly, that's also what makes these cars interesting. Most of them are still cool. Some sound incredible, some look amazing. Some genuinely offer insane value. The real problem isn't the car, it's people buying them purely to impress strangers, because that never works for long. Eventually somebody asks, how much was maintenance? And suddenly the conversation ends. So maybe the real luxury isn't pretending to be rich. Maybe it's owning a car you genuinely love, even if nobody else is impressed by it. But let's be honest, a loud Maserati with red leather still looks cool at night.